Is our universe real?
It's just ideas. They're just ideas.
Is now. You are tuned in to Psychedelic Download.
You are all
You know, everything is divine.
the actor.
There's no thing that isn't divine.
Everything is divine, and I'm
So, we are replugging in to something that we were already plugged in. It is good to be here with you, Brino, my partner on Gurus and extraordinary artist. In your experience, what's some of the strongest psychedelics that you would say you experienced?
Yeah, I don't think it's a question. I think 5-MeO-DMT is the strongest psychedelic that is known to humankind. But everything is all dose dependent.
So do you think of course. Do you think you could get more out of a mushroom trip than you could a 5-MeO trip?
I think again, it's dose
dependent.
It's dose dependent, and it's situationally dependent, and coming into this philosophy on life that is just everything with intention. Because when I was younger and experimenting with psychedelics, I was very rarely done with any intention, and sometimes you would stumble upon some big insights or some big mind expanding situations, but you could also stumble into some really really painful, really scary situations that ended up shutting you down, which happened to me. And I think it really stunted some of my growth early on because it was a negative experience. But
what were you on? Acid or shrooms?
It was mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mushrooms did you in?
Yeah, for years.
So how many did you take when that happened to where you kind of withdrew from it, I guess?
Hard to remember because it was all a bit of a blur, but I think it was somewhere upwards of 8 grams.
Damn!
Yeah, it was too much.
So wait, what happened? What was your experience like?
Well, I had eaten like an eighth, and then was having a really great time, having a wild experience, and then somebody asked to see the type of them, and I had the rest in this like film canister, and I dumped them out on the stovetop, and he took a look at them. He's like, "Oh, cool, these are sweet. They were Cubenzis or something." And then I was so high, I couldn't really get them back in the film canister. So I was like, "Okay, I'll just eat the rest of them." So I ate another eighth, and then.
Before you continue, were you already aware how strong the mushrooms are, though?
No, not really. I mean, these were pretty potent mushrooms. I hadn't really had a ton of experience going far on them before. I'd certainly eaten never more than an eighth.
All right. Cool.
And again, this is just like a night that went without intention. We were initially going to go out to a rave. And this is back when raves were all underground, all pretty, you had to know where they were. Usually if you bought tickets, you'd get the directions the day of at like a record store or something. You have to call a hotline. They'd give you directions that you go into the woods. And this one apparently gotten busted. So I'd eaten the mushrooms before, and we started driving out, found out it was busted and shut down. So then we just went back to a friend's apartment, and this is when this whole thing occurred. So this is no set and setting. This is no intention, just getting real high for the sake of to get high. I was the only one who had eaten them that early, and so everybody else decided we're not going to take any psychedelics tonight because this thing isn't happening. So then I dump out of the stove, eat the second eighth, which was really stupid, and then I'm a teenager. I go back to my parents' house and then crash out, lay down for a little bit. Get back up, go over to a friend's house, and I'm just absolutely flying this time. I'm having a lovely time. And we smoke a joint, and as soon as that hit me, it just went real south. It turned into a really, really bad trip. Really, really bad. Terrifying. Saw death, the whole thing.
Wow.
And then after that, I was I never quite came back down the same way. I was really paranoid. Definitely had a lot of hypochondria afterwards.
How old were you?
17, I think, 16 or 17.
Do you think your age has something to do with your paranoia? Like, if you had that trip now, do you think you'd be able to go about it differently?
I definitely have more tools to deal with that type of thing now,
Right.
and more experience. So
if you had that trip now, though, do you think it would I don't want to say shut you down. Do you think it would make you pause again?
Probably not in the same way.
Right.
But also I wouldn't be in the same situation because I know how important set and setting is,
Right. Yeah.
and how important intention is. So, I learned a lot of lessons from that, but it took years to be able to integrate those lessons, because instantly it was just like, that was a bad trip. Don't ever do that again. I was getting kind of the wrong lessons from it, lessons from fear rather than lessons from love, which I think is one of the gifts of psychedelics.
Were the lessons coming from friends, or that was downloaded into you?
The lessons were, I shut down. So I wasn't listening to, my friends just thought it was a bad trip and I had a, psychotic break or something, and they weren't helpful at all. The friend that I smoked a joint with, like, he saw me starting to unravel, and I could just remember his face so specifically. He just turned into this, like, creepy owl man, and his eyes were huge, and he was just staring at me with this, like, kind of disgusted look on his face, and he was just like, "Don't have a bad trip, man."
Oh God!
And I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And I had to bail out of there. Got back home, locked myself up in the room, vomited quite a bit, threw up glitter and bicycles and like isosceles triangles, and was having this really wild experience. And I thought I was dying, and I was like, maybe I should go wake my parents up and see if they'll take me to the hospital. And then I was like, I would rather die than disappoint them. So I went back into my room and I laid down, and I was like, all right, I guess I'm just going to die now. So I was waiting for death.
That's so funny. You don't think they'd be more disappointed walking into your room seeing a dead body?
You're not thinking clearly in this situation.
I know. It's still funny though.
So I lay back and look at the ceiling, and all of the matter of the universe kind of collapses in on itself into these series of black holes.
Right.
And those black holes consumed all of the matter in the universe, and there was 9 of them in this grid, like 3 by 3 black holes, and that's all that existed in the universe. And those black holes started like rocking back and forth in unison, and they turned into the silhouette of 9 doves. And so there's these 9 doves silhouettes rocking back and forth, and then I became pretty clear that was just another fabric of reality, and it wasn't that it was all of the matter in the universe, but it was itself a piece of fabric. And so I looked closer, and I could see that it was almost like a curtain, and then these bony fingers reached out and pulled the curtain back, and then death was behind the curtain.
Wow.
And he started reaching out for me, and then I just like panicked, jumped up, splashed water in my face, was just trying desperately to get any way to come back in reality. And the thing that was setting me off a lot was I kept trying to bring things in to ground me, which is, I feel like, what happens a lot when you feel like you're too far gone on psychedelic. You want anything to ground you in something that's familiar. And I turned on some music. I remember just trying to listen to Jimi Hendrix or something, but one of the things on really high doses of mushrooms that you experience, besides just visual hallucinations, is auditory hallucinations, and synesthesia and things like that. And so my auditory hallucinations were sounding really intense. So like if I was listening to the music, it sounded something like this. I was hearing every other like that, and that was like just terrifying for whatever reason in that state.
Right.
So we went on a very unexpected tangent talking about this bad trip here, but that is just to bring it back to our point, is I think that everything is so important to have the right set and setting, to have a safe space, and then have the ability to integrate those lessons afterwards, because if you don't, you can come up with probably, in some cases, the wrong lessons that shut you down sometimes, in my case, for years, that I think I missed out on a lot of years of just like happier, less stressful living because I had just anxiety and paranoia and hypochondria for years.
I can't imagine you being like that.
Yeah, it took a long time to work on that.
Yeah. Dude, your demeanor teaches me so much to where I even look in the mirror at myself and be like, man, you ain't gotta be so impatient, so like, what I'm like, Brian's just cool and level head, like nothing really, I know things get to you, trust, and just in talking, but you go about it so, admirably, for real, like, I'm impressed. I don't have that in me, maybe I have it in me, but it's not even nothing I try to find, because I'm a homeboy from Baltimore. I'm hella cosmic, but yes, I'm from Baltimore, and I really don't give a fuck. And you can see that side that comes out of me whenever the time is appropriate. You're like, no, I'm gonna like be zen 100% of the time, and for real, man, I can go in personal stories that you already know that bug me about people who have done you wrong, that got me more heated than you. But man, no, that's funny you said like about the auditory when you're hearing, because you took me back to it was actually the second time that I did psychedelics. The first time I did psychedelics, I got really depressed.
What did you take?
I took some mushrooms, but I took like maybe I don't even know how many mushrooms I took. I wasn't having visuals, or I didn't hear anything auditory like that. But I know the feeling. I may have taken like 2 or 3 grams of mushrooms, so maybe 2 grams of mushrooms. I really don't know, but I know it wasn't like a hero's dose or anything. Mm-hmm. But I was going through a breakup with this chick that I was dating, mm-hmm. and I wasn't even thinking about her before I took these. I was like, she wasn't even on my mind. It was just a regular day, so I thought. And I took these mushrooms. That shit made me so depressed. Like, man, I was just in a slump, just thinking about the chick, man, just like wondering what she was doing, and I was just so depressed. And like afterwards, I was like, oh man, never again am I gonna like take these. So when I went to my weed dealer at the time, I went to get some more weed. He was like, yo, how the mushrooms do? And I was like, I don't know about it, man. It's just made me like all lovesick and shit over this chick. And so I was like, we were breaking up, and so I wasn't even thinking about it. He was like, yeah, man, well, you got to take it when you're in a good mental capacity. It heightens your emotions. So he had some more mushrooms, and I don't know what kind of strand it was. But he was like, man, you should do it now. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I had just got back off my first tour. That's when I first started touring around doing spoken word. And he's like, you should take them now, man. You're just getting off tour, man. You feel good, whatever. I was like, so he was like, I was like, how much should I take? He was like, take half the bag. You know what I'm saying? You have a nice little trip. So I took half the bag. 40 minutes later, I'm like, yo, when is this shit gonna kick in? I was like, maybe it's not working. I was like, so.
Classic last words.
Classic last words, man. So I was like, all right, so then I took the rest of the bag. And then the stupidest thing came over me after that was that I was like, you know what? I don't want to be home tripping by myself alone. Which now I look back, now I actually like. I love tripping by myself, like in a dark room and just like going in. Unless I'm on DMT, like I get way more out of it when I share and talk about it. It just breaks it down easier. But so I took the other half. So I have 3.5 grams of mushrooms in me. And the first had not just started. And I was like, man, I'm going to go out. So I got in my car. Oof. Right. I got in my car, and I drove down to this spoken word place called Apache Cafe. And as soon as I get in the car, I start feeling, I'm like, oh my God, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh my God, everything's so bright. So then I call my homegirl. I'm like, Gloria. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, oh, girl, it feels so good, man. It's so bright out here. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just going to Apache Cafe. I'm like, Gloria. She's like, why? I was like, there's diamonds on the freeway. She's like, what? I was like, oh my God, there's diamonds on the freeway. I'm riding on diamonds. She's like, what are you doing? I was like, yeah, I just took some mushrooms. She's like, Mark, go home. I was like, no, I'm cool. I was like, oh shit, hold up. And I let my hands go from the wheel. It's like this dip in the highway. This is on 75, 85 in Atlanta where it merges, and it's like this dip that just comes in. And I took my hands off the wheel. I'm like, Gloria! She's like, what? I was like, I'm flying! She was like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, I'm all right. So I pulled up the Apache, got out. By this time, it had been like 30 minutes, so that second dose is starting to hit. And so I walk in, my friend Georgia, me is hosting, Extraordinary Poet, and I was like, Georgia, what's up, can I get on the list? She was like, yeah, I got you, shorty. So I signed up on the list, went back and sat down, and I was like, I need to get on the list. I got back up, I was like, hey, Georgia, I'm just gonna be honest. I took some mushrooms, so I really don't know what's going on, but I need to get on the list. Did I try to get on the list? She's like, yeah, you just talked to me, shorty. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I went back and sat down, talked to my homeboy Rick. I was like, he was like, yo, what's going on? I was like, yo, dude, do I look funny? Do I look funny to you? He was like, yeah, man, you look. He started fucking with me. Like, I didn't know, I didn't know what was going on. He was like, yeah, you look funny, man. I was like, really? What's going on, man? He's like, I don't know, man. You just look funny. I was like, oh, fuck, man. So they called me up on the stage. Dude, I don't know how I got through that poem, for real. I really don't. Like, somehow I got through it. Long story short, then I called my weed dealer. I was like, yo, this shit is like hitting me. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, yeah, man, I told you, like, you're going to have a good time. I was like, yeah, it's dope. He's like, where you at? I was like, yeah, man, I drove down to Apache. He was like, hold up, whoa. You drove to Apache? I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, go home. Go home right now, please. Go home. Like, he was serious. His demeanor got me scared. So I was like, shit. So I drove home, which probably still wasn't even smart.
Terrible idea.
Still, he's giving me still bad ideas, right? So I was like, drove home. Got it there. I was nervous as hell. I wanted some cigarettes. This is when I smoked cigarettes at the time. Went inside. Yo, I've seen this guy every day at this convenience store where I would go in and shop every day. See me, hey, how you doing? Just casual like that. Okay, cool. What, boom. I walked in there this day, and I looked at him, and I could not stop hysterically laughing at him. All I kept thinking about was, man, this man's head looks like a goddamn mushroom. And I could not stop laughing. He was like, man, I help you? I was like, Can I have a pack of Newports? I could not stop laughing. So I went home, called this chick. Her name was G. I was like, hey, G, what's up? And this is where you made me think back to my experience. So I started talking to her, and we talking, chit-chatting. And she's like, and all of a sudden I started hearing other people's voices on the phone with me. So I'm like, yo, do you have me on three-way? Are you setting me up? She was like, what? She started laughing. It's like I was like, what's going on, right? So it's funny now that you say that, because now I know, for all them years, I really thought like, yo, somebody else is on the phone with me. But now, with my experiences, and when you just said, you just jolted me back, no, that was the audio coming in. It was like you said, like, and the Jimi Hendrix, the little stuff that I'm hearing. Mm-hmm. And 3.5 for me, which like now I know, like, because I hear the straight audio, like they'll straight in and like talk to me. But that's when I do a heroic dose. But so it's funny because when I had that experience, like I didn't know what that was for all them years until like I started really hearing the audio, and I'm like, yeah, she didn't have me on three-way. I was tripping balls. And it was actually one of the most funnest experiences that I had, and that is actually what opened me back up. Like, okay, I can do this, but I still didn't even dive deeper into it until like years later. How long did it take you to dive back into it after your experience, your negative experience?
Years.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you swear it off? You was like, I'm never doing this again?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I was just too scared. too,
Really?
for a lot of years. And then the only thing that really brought me back into it was microdosing.
Cool. Have you done salvia?
I have, yeah, but I've only smoked it.
Would you do it again?
No, I would not smoke it again, no.
Well, how can you take salvia?
So apparently, smoking it is the worst way to consume it.
Really?
And it's, as you've experienced, you
Yeah.
smoke it and it's this instantly intense
Yeah.
punch in the face. It's super disorienting.
It's like it's laughing at you, making fun of you.
Yeah, and it's
in a
really
vicious way.
Yeah, it's like harsh and mean-spirited and uncomfortable and kind of violent. I've had a lot of friends explain it to feel that way, and that's certainly how it felt for me, and very short-lived too. Kind of, it's like I don't know, like DMT can feel like a warm bath, and that one just felt like a bath of hot nails.
Yeah.
But apparently, the plant salvia is a water spirit, and so it is not supposed to be combined with fire. And this is what I've heard from friends that do some shamanic work in South America. And so they say that the proper way to consume it is by eating it.
Really?
Or chewing it, yeah. So, and that experience apparently is much more smooth and mild. It comes on much slower. So you chew like big mouthfuls of this stuff.
Right.
And I have not done this yet. I haven't found the right situation or the right substance. But yeah, you chew it, and you might have to do a couple like mouthfuls. You chew it and drink the juice, and then you spit it out. And then this, as they describe it, a rolling feeling of high and euphoria will come over you, and it's very relaxing and very psychedelic, but it's much more gentle.
And you would be open to doing that?
I'd be open to doing that, yeah.
How long do they say the experience lasts?
Like 30 minutes to an hour.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because smoking is only a few minutes.
Yeah, it's short.
Damn, man, you got me interested in looking for some salvia now. Because
You
I had sworn off salvia. I was like, never again.
Yeah, I would never smoke it again. It was a terrible experience. Yeah. But you can order it on many places online. You can get extracts. I mean, and it's just basically it's a pretty common plant. I see it all over all over Los Angeles, just walking around. It's a decorative, beautiful plant. I don't know which varieties, because there's a lot of varieties as well. It's a sage, essentially.
It's you used to be able to get it at the gas station.
Yeah.
Did you get it at the gas station?
I don't know. I had a friend that got it. I don't even know where he got it. I think he got it from a head shop.
Yeah.
They used to sell it at weed shops.
I got it at the gas station one time. Matter of fact, I remember I was in Austin with my friend. I think it was Cuban. And we got it at the gas station. And I remember we were driving, and he wanted to smoke the shit in the car while he was driving.
No.
I was like, motherfucker, are you
with you and doing
crazy?
stupid shit and driving.
Yeah, I know. It's always with me, and some stupid shit comes up. So what would you say, is there, other than salvia and not smoking it, is there any other psychedelics that you would not do again?
I don't know that I'd do DXM again.
DXM?
Yeah, DXM is a dissociative. It's classified as a dissociative, somewhat similar to ketamine in ways, but ketamine's closely related to PCP. So there's a lot of these things that are closely chemically related that there are certain forms I think are great, and some form I would not do PCP, would not do speed, would not do meth or its derivatives, including Adderall. I wouldn't do, but psychedelics that I wouldn't do, probably not DXM, because it felt in the way that if dissociatives. If you'd consider ketamine and DXM a dissociative, ketamine to me feels like the DMT version, and DXM feels like a salvia version.
Wow, okay, gotcha. All right.
But it gained popularity in the 90s and stuff because they had small amounts of it in Robitussin and Vicks 44D, and then there was another pill called Coricidin cough and cold that was for high blood pressure or something. And so there was a lot of teenagers that, you know, were just trying to get fucked up, and they would just chug an entire bottle of Robitussin or this Vicks 44D, and you can trip hard on that. Like, it's pretty damn psychedelic. Horrendous, because you have all the other stuff in there. I had some friends that were into chemistry, and they did find ways to extract the DXM from the Robitussin, and they would take it. But, you know, every time I tried it, it was just not a pleasant trip.
Do you think the strongest psychedelics, things that maybe like 5-MeO, like I endorse for anyone, it clear you. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I probably haven't gone back right now, because it make me an all-forgiving person, and there's a couple people in my life that do not deserve my forgiveness right now. But do you think, like, the psychedelics, like salvia or the DSP, that's it, right? DXM, do you think that has a place for people? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think nobody should do it? It's like, no, this actually can serve some health therapy for people.
I mean, look, this is the biggest question around psychedelics right now, and I think we have to be really careful about what we endorse and what we push, because we're so close to getting legalized psychedelics for therapy, and I think it's so important, and I think humanity needs it so much. But what we saw in the 70s and stuff, with how much psychedelics were demonized with false information, just because people were afraid and they were panicking around it. We just don't want to repeat that process. So I am now much more leaning on the side of caution and walking this tightrope around how do we encourage psychedelic use that's very responsible, while, you know, the government figures their shit out and finds ways to roll it out legally, and we, you know, also wrangle in capitalism so it doesn't ruin the whole situation. And it's a really big and really huge situation. MAPS, the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies, is doing a really, really good job of doing that. I've been donating to them for years, and really? I think that they're doing the best job of walking that tightrope and making sure everything is extremely careful to be, statistically significant studies that are proving the efficacy of these substances. And I think we need to be following that carefully. So when I say that, when we're talking about, you know, dumb stories of when we were younger, taking stuff when we weren't thinking about it, and endorsing psychedelic use now, which, disclaimer, we're not endorsing or suggesting anyone should do anything illegal, you know.
Nobody under 2 years old.
Yeah.
Nobody under 2.
And if you're older and go to somewhere where it's legal, go to Amsterdam and try some mushrooms in a good setting. Or wait
Oregon,
until it's legal. It's coming.
Yeah. Or Oregon or Colorado. Ain't it legal there?
It's been decriminalized in some. So in like Portland, mushrooms decriminalized. Berkeley, California, decriminalized, and I believe decriminalized in Denver. So there are cities that are charging their police to not go after these things, but federally they're still very legal. But so is marijuana. Marijuana is still federally illegal. So if you're using it on federal lands, you can get thrown in prison.
That's crazy. Cigarettes is far worse for you.
Far worse
than marijuana. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, so going back to your question, though, I don't know if there are great therapeutic benefits for smoking salvia, and I certainly wouldn't endorse or recommend anyone smoke it or anyone chug a bottle of Robitussin.
Right.
I have friends that got, quite fucked up from doing that.
Right.
And I had weird experiences doing it. There's mind expanding potential in all reality distorting plants and substances. There's potential in it, but now maybe it's just because I'm older, I just like to take things so much easier and just be careful with them, because you don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, for lack of a better metaphor.
Right.
you want to take the benefits without taking the hits and losing a couple years of your life to being, you know.
Yeah.
Not that I lost those years, but I was certainly much more timid and self-conscious than I should have
can't
been.
imagine you like that.
Yeah. I mean, and it wasn't out in every, I wasn't like walking around like shaking and shivering, but you know, I certainly didn't take certain risks that I thought I should have. I was afraid to be myself, and I had a lot of anxiety.
Right.
And that's just like not a comfortable way to live.
Right, yeah. So I have a friend who does salvia. Well, he used to. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much he does it now, but I know he's the one actually that got me doing. My friend Debbie, and he actually endorsed it. He was like, "Man, you gotta try this stuff. It's really good." Yada yada yada. He had yet to dive into DMT to the depths that he was able to. And that was when I actually visited him. And when I went to visit him, I tripped him out. And he was like, "Man, there is a deeper level to this." And because the thing is, I had never tried salvia, so I probably was making a predetermined conclusion. I was like, dude, like, salvia can't touch DMT. You can't touch it. And I mean, at this time, I had done DMT, I don't know, maybe like 40, 50 times or whatever. I had never done salvia. I just know. I'm like, I know what DMT does. So like, this salvia can't touch this, man. It's like, there's a different level you can go. But he was trying to tell me about the salvia. But still, some of the things he was saying about the salvia was intriguing enough. And even when I did it, salvia almost seems like the bad little cousin to DMT, you know, because I could see certain entities and certain structures that resembled kind of what I saw, but it still was like it was different but similar. But like I said, it's a more vicious, laughing at you, kind of taunting you experience. And DMT is more, as you know, more loving, more embracing, more like, come here, let me show you what you really are. You know,
you
like,
still get teased, but it's like lovingly teased.
Yeah, you know, exactly.
I feel like
right.
it was so mean-spirited.
Yeah, exactly. You still get teased, but it's so right. It's more loving. Like while the salvia really is like, nah, I really want to make fun of you because you stupid. Yeah. So
it was harsh.
Yeah. But as far as going with some of the strongest psychedelics, in fact, I know we haven't even really touched on some of them because I know some of the strongest ones. There's this one, I forgot the name of it, but there was one that it said, man, it put you out for like 48 minutes. I mean, not 48, but like 48 hours. Like for two days, you really could be going out your head and like.
You're talking about Iboga?
Not Iboga, because Iboga I would do. This is one that I would like. I am not fucking with that.
Yeah.
And it's a psychedelic. But you could be gone for like 2 days and really incoherent, and you gotta have someone around you. It's like you could really. Did you see the video of the one dude who it was a real popular video? Or maybe I should say infamous. Because this dude who did salvia and he jumped out the window.
Mm-mm.
You didn't see that?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. Okay. Dude, this is what I saw this before I did my salvia trip. And I was like, I would never try that. I was talking to my friend, and I was telling him he wanted me, he was like, yo, come on, I want to trip you out on the salvia. I was like, I'm not doing that. It's like I saw a dude jump out the window and he started laughing. He's like, hey, I know. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm not going to let you do that. I'm going to be here to watch you. So basically, if you want to do anything like this, especially like salvia, it is so important to have a guide, a sitter to watch you. And especially doing 5-MeO too, because like you want someone, you get the Holy Ghost in you, and even though it's a good Holy Ghost, but still, you want someone to watch you. But like this right here, you didn't see this? This is crazy. Think about it, happened so quickly too. Look at her, man. She's just chilling.
She does not know what's going on.
She don't know where. It's like the dude disappeared.
What story were they on? I hope the first one.
Yeah, I know, right? That's what I was thinking. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, the salvia, nah.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah,
At least that way.
Yeah, that. I'm telling you, if it wasn't for Desi, I would have never tried it. I mean, thankfully, I had a good sitter, you know. But when I did it, man, it felt like a zipper. I did it twice in like, I think the span of like 2 hours or something, 1 hour or whatever. And the first time, yeah, it felt like it felt literally like I was laying across a zipper, and you could unzip me, and like one half of my body would be on this half, and the other half would be on here. It was so uncomfortable. I literally felt it too. Like I literally felt a zipper like going across my body. Like it was so uncomfortable. And the second time I did it, I remember they were taunting me. They were fucking with me. It was like, cause, you know, the longer you hold your breath, you know, that's important when you're doing, you know, inhaling these substances as far as DMT and stuff like that. The longer you can hold it in, because it's about to circulating in your lungs. So, and at this time I was under the weather, and I have a feeling that all these substances know exactly what's going on in your membrane. So they're like, oh, he knows, he's sick, so he knows to be holding it in. Okay, cool, so we gonna fuck with him. So they just kept on saying, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. They just kept on saying, I was hold it, and I felt like this bulldozer rolling over me. It literally felt like a bulldozer was flattening me, like, and the thing was going, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Just kept saying, hold it, like, dude, I had to have blown out, you know what I'm saying? But I was so, you know, inebriated that I don't remember blowing out, but I just kept trying to hold that thing. And by the time I remember coming out of it, I was like, yo, am I flat right now? Like, I'm just flat on the surface. And then I came out of it and whatever, and I'm just like, yo, nah, man, I don't know about this shit. This shit ain't for me. So,
well, you'll have to try chewing it next time.
Yeah, I mean, being that you said that, I think I'm open to seeing what that's about. You know what I'm saying? I'll experience everything. Well, not everything. There's some things I will never do once. At least as of right now. But
chug a whole bottle of Robitussin?
Hey, I don't know. I mean, I may be open to that. Other things. But no. Well, dude, check it. I know there's a lot more we can talk about, but it is great to like just get this underneath our belts. So I think it's time to deprogram, deplug, pull the plug back out of the system, and we can plug back in. And I appreciate all that you do. You know that. You know how highly I think of you. Well, I think you do. You know. So,
I do. I appreciate you, man. And likewise. And we will now upload the Cosmedelic.
Cosmedelic download, yes.
Cheers, man.
Is our universe real?
It's just ideas.
What is the reality of your life?